5 heads-up sit-and-go matches, millions on the line, and the $11 million biggest televised pot in poker history. Let's break down Alex Foxen versus Aussie Katola. In the first $2 million match, one of the standout spots was 10-7 suited against 5-3 offsuit. So Foxen is already short in this first match. He goes ahead and limps in with 5-3 offsuit, and Aussie Katola checks back 10-7 of diamonds. Let's take a flop.
Decent flop for both. Aussie makes the 10 high flush draw. Foxen with the wheel draw.
Foxen makes a standard c-bet of $20,000, which is half pot here, and Aussie Katola makes the call. Let's take a turn.
Oh my god, it's a deuce of diamonds.
Randy, you've done that twice. You did that yesterday with the, I forget what it was, but how?
So the 2 of diamonds peels off on the turn, and Alex Foxen continues barreling at 60,000, 75% pot, and Aussie Katola just jams it in, and Foxen knows in his gut that something is up here. He doesn't feel good about this, and he shouldn't. He's drawing completely dead.
So big.
Can he hero fold? He makes the call.
He ends up making the side call and finds out the bad news, and he goes on to lose $2 million in match number 1.
River card doesn't matter.
Later that day, in the $5 million match, we got an interesting clash when Queen 4 offsuit went up against Ace 4 suited. So Foxen min raises the button. Aussie calls. Let's take a flop.
Bit of trouble here. Top pair versus top pair. Kicker very relevant.
We see the 4-3-2 rainbow flop, and Aussie checks it over to Foxen. Foxen makes a c-bet of 125,000 into 200,000, and Mr. Aussie goes ahead and calls. Everything's all fine and dandy so far. Let's take a turn.
Jack on the turn. Doogie suits, so no flush draws out there.
The Jack of Hearts peels off on the turn, and Foxen makes a barrel of $375,000 into a pot of 450,000, and Aussie's not going anywhere just yet. He makes the call. Let's take a river.
Both players with the 4, and that river card is brutal for Aussie Katola. He's made trip 4s with the queen kicker.
The old 4-ball hits the river, the action card. He makes a river lead of 400,000 into a pot of $1.2 million. Alex Foxen's timing. He knows what he's gonna do, guys. He's gonna rip this in.
1/3 pot.
Foxen's still going to believe that Ace 4 is the best hand by a decent margin. Is there some concern that we're up against a straight from time to time? Full house is very hard to make on this board. And we have an ace to remove Ace 5.
I feel like you can't be worried about the straight right now.
If we're not worried about a straight, then ask for all of it, right?
He ends up jamming it in, and somehow, some way,
Oh my god. He lives to fight another day.
Aussie finds a fold here, which is magnificent. He found a fold here, which is fantastic, but he still ended up losing the second match, and this one was for $5 million apiece. That stings.
So apparently they're already discussing playing again tomorrow. Aussie wants revenge against Alex Foxen.
So after day 1, Alex Foxen's feeling incredible. He's going back up to his hotel room. He's up $3 million after day 1, guys. Just imagine the kind of sleep you get when you've won $3 million in day 1. But we're gonna head over to day 2 right now.
$12 million to the eventual winner. 100 big blinds apiece, and you cannot top up, and you cannot leave unless you win it all or lose it all.
The first match of day 2, they decided to take things up a notch, putting up $6 million apiece for the winner takes all heads up sit and go. One of the more interesting spots came with Jack 10 off versus Queen 4 suited. Let's get into that right now.
So your Jack and a 10. Top 2 pair. Maybe a little potential for Foxen. A check back with top 2 pair.
So Aussie Katoa at this point is already dwindling down. He's playing his normal tight-ish strategy that we've seen from him. So we take a flop of Jack 10-6. Aussie checks this back. I don't like this check back. I think he should just be betting here, but he decides to check it back nonetheless, and we take a turn.
And that's going to give 3 to a flush, 4 to a flush.
I like this check back from Aussie. It's like we spoke about before, Randy, the opportunity to face a turn bet and then maybe even raise later. It's consistent with how he's bluffed in the past. And it's the most reliable way to get a lot of money into the pot. Foxen's overbetting.
Yeah, he's basically attacking a very weak-ish perceived range during the checkbacks.
We see the 5 of diamonds peel off on the turn, giving Foxen a flush draw. He decides to go ahead and pro bet here for 1.5x pot. So he's betting 180,000 into a pot of 120,000. Aussie goes ahead and makes the call. He could look to raise here. That is an option, but calling is totally fine too, considering Foxen sized up drastically here. Let's take a river card.
Oh, come on.
Diamond for Alex Foxen. Monarch can't win a pot.
This is truly unfair, Randy. I mean, I was going to say earlier, like, the speed at which Foxen has accumulated this chips, mostly thanks to the fact that Monarch had yet to make top pair or better at the river. Now has top 2. Checks back the flop when Foxen has nothing more than a backdoor, and he can't hold in a big pot.
The river comes an 8 of diamonds, and Foxen puts in about a full pot bet. 475,000 into 480,000. Aussie is just timing down here, which I was very confused by. You're not gonna believe what he does here, guys.
Does feel unlikely that, given the way this match has gone, Foxen would size this large with something less than a straight. Oh, wow.
What a fold from top 2 pair.
He ends up making the fold, which is nuts in this spot. Considering you check back the flop, your range is so capped. To fold this river is to say that you're only calling flushes and a rivered queen 9. That's it. I absolutely hate this, guys. I absolutely hate it. And Foxen goes on to win match number 3 for $6 million. At this point, Alex Foxen is jumping, laughing, dancing on the inside. He won $3 million on day 1, and he won the first match of day 2 for $6 million. At this point, Alex Foxen is up $9 million in this match. But
rematch.
We are not done yet. We're still to see the biggest televised pot in cash game televised history. And we're going to see a massive swing for Alex Foxen. Next up is match number 4, which is played for another $6 million apiece. But now we're seeing a shift in Aussie's strategy here, guys. Aussie Katola started playing very unpredictable, a little bit wild, a little bit loose. And this is exactly what he needed to start doing, because Alex Foxen is a seasoned veteran pro. If Aussie wanted the best chance of winning, this was his way to do it, to play really unpredictable, very just like unorthodox, I want to say, checking back random flops in spots where most people don't check back, making weird river raises. We're going to see some of that starting from right here. In match number 4, Aussie pulled the trigger with a gutsy river jam bluff, holding 9-8 offsuit against Jack 9. So Aussie's already taken a lead here in match number 4, very early on in Alex Foxen versus Alex Foxen. He was starting to run better. Alex Foxen was sun running the first couple of matches, but Aussie finally started making some hands, and he also started showing some aggression in this match. Aussie raises 9-8 offsuit, 2.5x sizing to $150,000, and Alex Foxen goes ahead and defends his Jack 9 off. Let's take a flop.
Suit blockers. 2 overs to the 7 for Foxen.
We take the ace-7-2 flop. It goes check, check. Aussie probably should c-bet here, but let's take a turn.
Round of checks. 1 card flush draw blockers. You attack.
Yeah, the Jack 9 interacting with 1 diamond, 1 spade. Could be an excuse to stab if we think that unpaired hands are just going to fold.
The turn 3 of diamonds goes check, check as well. Again, Aussie could make a stab here. He doesn't, but let's take a river and let's see why this hand is interesting.
Now turning into second pair.
Could feel like because we just potted this spot in the previous hand, it's now time to make the same play for value. Sizing down.
So the jack of spades peels off and Alex Foxen bets his second pair of jacks, 235,000 into a pot of 300,000, which is very reasonable here considering this pot just was checked down all the way. But what Aussie does next is what surprises everyone.
Oh my.
Oh my god, he just put them all in with 9 high. What's going on? It was check, 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 bet. Can Foxen call 860,000 more?
He decides to jam it all in on Alex Foxen. And Alex Foxen's one of those guys that's so intimidating. Just look at this guy. I mean, just look at this guy. Like, is this the kind of guy you want to bluff all in and hope that he folds second pair or folds anything? When he's staring down your soul, he's just literally locked in staring at Aussie Katola. And Aussie Katola's like, I'm good. I don't care. Aussie does not have any blockers here. Nothing. He has 9-8 offsuit of nothing. It's just a mindset shift that happened here in between match number 3 and match number 4 that Aussie would later carry into match number 5 as well. Aussie just decided, you know what? I'm tired of playing like a nit. I'm tired of folding my stack away. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to take the chips. And that's exactly what he did. He forced Alex Foxen to fold the best hand here, and Aussie just cruised his way into winning match number 4 for $6 million. So at this point, Alex Foxen's still probably feeling pretty good, right? He's still up $3 million overall in the match. But there's one $6 million match yet to come, and it's gonna contain the biggest pot in televised history. Aussie opens the King Jack offsuit for 2.5x sizing to $150,000, and Foxen calls with his 8-6 of diamonds. Let's take a flop.
Both times. This is
top
action.
2 pair versus the pair and flush draw.
The flop just already brings about the fireworks. We see King Jack 8, 2 diamonds, which gives Aussie top 2 pair and Alex Foxen bottom pair and a flush draw. Not surprisingly, this flop goes check, check. Aussie was checking random hands, random weird hands and stuff, so it's not super shocking to see him check King Jack offsuit here on King Jack 8. Even though this is not a standard check by any stretch of the imagination, it's still something we should probably expect from Aussie at this point.
He's checked back. Oh my. Jinx.
Foxen made the flush, and Katola has completely under-repped his hand.
We saw this before though, Randy. Aussie checked back Jack 10, allowed Foxen to improve to a backdoor flush, and was able to find a river fold. He's gonna have to find that same discipline.
We take the ace of diamonds turn, which right now seems like an excellent card for Mr. Foxen. So he goes ahead and probe C bets 250,000 into a pot of 300,000, and Aussie makes the smooth call. Let's take a river.
Can Aussie boat up? He can. It's a full house versus the flush, and he checked back the flop, so it's so disguised.
I think Foxen might overbet the river.
And he's going to get raised.
I mean, you have to believe you're up against a naked king sometimes. You want to maximize against trips. You might be up against queen 10.
And Foxen runs really bad here on the river. The king of spades peels off. Out of all the cards in the deck, the king of spades peels off. And Foxen bets $550,000 into a pot of $800,000 and awaits his fate. So Aussie times down a little bit. He's timing down. He's taking his time. He knows he's gonna jam. Obviously, he's just kind of making it seem like he's thinking about something. He moves all in for $4.5 million more. And now Alex Foxen is really in the blender, okay? He has seen Aussie has made some wild bluffs in these matches. Okay, so he knows Aussie is capable of making massive bluffs. But in this spot, I don't know, guys. I don't know if Aussie's gonna be bluffing the biggest pot in televised poker history. This pot ended up being $11 million. Is Aussie actually gonna bluff here? I don't know, but Alex Foxen doesn't have much time to think about this, right? Because they only have 30 seconds for a decision, and then he has to use a couple of his time banks, and then that's it. He can't think longer. He can't go into the tank longer. So he takes up almost all of his time. And with 5 seconds left, he decides to make this call.
He calls the biggest pot, $11 million. Foxen loses.
I understand the logic. He's blocking some full houses like pocket eights or king 8 that could have checked back the flop, but Aussie can still have pocket aces played this way. He can still have pocket kings played this way. Being who he is, he can still have king jack played this way. Most people would c-bet the king jack, but Aussie can have all these weird combinations. He can have ace king played this way. So he still has all these hands. I really would have liked to see Alex Foxen find a fold here on this river. I know it seems very tight, but this jam is so large. And in my opinion, he had a huge edge in this matchup versus Aussie Katola, so he didn't have to take this spot. He didn't have to make this call down. He could have easily folded and probably grinded Aussie down and won this last match, but he made this call and instantly made history, being that this was an $11 million pot, which is the biggest by far in history. And you can see the pain on Alex Foxen's face when he calls and Aussie shows him this hand. The pain in his face is like, oh, that hurts, guys. To lose $6 million like this, that hurts. And so he lost this last match for $6 million. When it was all over, Aussie Katola ended up winning 3 matches and Alex Foxen won 2 matches. So Alex Foxen ended up losing $3 million, guys. That is the price of a mansion. That could have been the majority of his poker winnings for years. That is a lot of money. $3 million in a matter of 2 days. That has to sting. Subscribe.